Dennis, the active trend trader. Are you one of the traders who has a difficult time finding great growth stocks to trade every weekend? Well, we've got the answer in today's video. Welcome to How to Make Money Trading Stocks and Options. We're going to cover three things. Our panel of expert traders has picked out 3 top shelf growth stocks that are setting up and ready potentially to trade next week. Number 2, an analysis of the indexes showing which ones are strongest, which ones are weakest, and what the potential is for a move next week. And then we'll also cover another trading problem or issue that you may be having, and we'll provide an answer to that will help you, 1, maximize your profits and minimize your losses. So let's get into today's session right now.
If you're looking to maximize your profits, minimize your losses, you're in the right place. Hi, this is Dennis, the active trend trader. It is time for How to Make Money Trading Stocks and Options, plus some trading tips. 2/3 of the panel is here this morning. Anil, how you doing? Welcome.
Doing great, thank you.
And we'll sit there and I'll keep my eye on the lookout for Steve to check on board. And so today we're going to cover 1, a market index analysis. 2, I'm going to start a new thing, and I'm going to call it a market pulse poll. I want to know what you think about the market, so we're going to do a little bit of a poll. And then last but not least, we're going to cover 3 stocks that could be setting up for nice moves going into next week or sometime in the future. And so, Neil, did you survive fairly well this past week? Because it was a little bit bloody.
No, I got stopped out in quite a few things.
And so, how do you encourage people who are just starting to trade to sit tight and just learn to almost, I won't say appreciate your stops, but explain to them what your stop losses are supposed to be doing? Because some people have a real hang up with the concept of losing a losing trade.
No, I think if I have done my homework right, then I let the stops work. And the other thing, I keep a close watch at my triple screen signals. And if triple screen signal comes before the stop, I definitely take a second look. Then I'm looking at the weekly and monthly, see how well those indicators are telling me, and then make a judgment.
Okay. And so basically what you're telling, but taking a stop loss is kind of the cost of doing business when you're a trader.
Right. Yep.
And but you want to basically be controlling your stops. And so, hey, Steve, welcome aboard.
I'm sorry I'm late.
That's all right. So we're going to jump right into the market analysis, and then we'll do the poll of everybody. So let's go ahead and jump into what we're looking at. Let's see. Of course, I have to find my. There it is. So as we said, hey, the active trend trading is a design for traders just like you. Basically, it's tested, proven, and clear, simple design where it shows us what to buy. And what we're looking at is top growth stocks and ETFs. So when and where to enter, when and where to sell it, and what to expect. Today, we've already covered the 3 things we're going to be talking about. Remember, what we do provide is for training purposes. Traders should always paper trade any new method prior to the risk of their own personal capital. Here's where we're sitting so far year to date. Didn't take too much of a hit. I like the way I do my system because I do compound as we go ahead. And so, however, there are times like we had this past week where we did get taken a hit. However, still profitable for the year and moving to catch up with, not catch up, but moving to, by the end of the year, we will have overtaken all the indexes on as far as their profitability and their return for the year. So let's go ahead and take a look at the indexes. What are they telling us? As we see, I'll start with the S&P. We have had a nice move. We have kind of a conflicting story on the S&P. We've got momentum. Some of the momentum's pointing down. Some of the momentum's starting to point up. The price action after yesterday's bullish harami, which is a small body candlestick inside a large body candlestick at the end of a downtrend, that is called a bullish harami, is a reversal signal, and it's getting confirmed to the upside as we speak. I'm interested to see how the market is going to, how the market will close out today. Will it maintain its gains, or will it sell off into the close? I'm looking, as long as I maintain above my 8 and 20-day moving average, to me, I'm going to take that as a very positive sign that we will most likely climb at least back up to the prior highs of about the 422 level. At the same time of saying that, I have a mixed message. On the weekly chart, the market, the momentum has in fact turned over. I have a larger, if you will, hanging man, which is a bearish reversal signal. At the same time, price action is holding up fairly well, and so I'm kind of if we push on up and break through this area, that would be the best case for a continued bullish move on the S&Ps, and so we'll have to take a look at it. S&P, strongest of the three indexes that we're watching. Let me go over and pull up. The next one is the NASDAQ, as represented by the Qs. As we can see, they are getting an excellent move up today. Let me get rid of this Fibonacci because I was measuring something else. There we go. Again, also bullish harami yesterday, getting a buy signal, a follow through day, if you would like, confirmation today. At the same time, though, the NASDAQ or the Qs are following up where? Right into the moving averages. We are at the 8, there's the 50, and the 34 and the 20 are up here. We have the TSI daily has reversed to the upside. Market forecast still heading down, and also the weekly after a negative divergence is also still heading down. However, we have now identified a solid level of support where the buyers came in. How strong will the buyers be? Of some concern? That's really, at 2 hours to go in the market, that is really crummy, low volume. As we say in California, it's no bueno. Let's see what else we're looking at. What I'll do, let's take a real quick look up here at the, oftentimes it's a good idea to take a look at, if you spend your time watching the ETFs, also just bounce it over and take a look at the indexes themselves. And this is the NASDAQ index. Is it showing us a slightly different picture than? And as you see, no, it's basically the same picture. If it will slide into place, there we go. Same picture, pushing out right up above the 8-day moving average. All the moving averages are about the same place. One of the things I noticed earlier today, though, the S&P is showing a slightly different picture than the spiders. And I would look at potentially, of course, I'm not going to trade the S&P, but I would certainly take a look at placing an alert. Come on, alert right here. As you can see, the midsection. There we go. Come on, get it there and stay. The Minahunis are after me. So the midsection of today's candlestick right there also corresponds with the 8 and the 20. So any kind of a pullback back into that area, I want to be alerted because that may be my bounce platform up to the upside for a new move. Last but not least, let's take a look at the IWM. Okay, IWM, kind of the same type of situation as the NASDAQ, in that we are coming off of a lower low, pressing up towards the moving averages. Take and draw a trend line across these lows here, across those highs, excuse me. Now that has to be busted to the upside to indicate that the potential of getting back up to these past highs. TSI, you can also draw and this is one of the things I like about using TSI. I can take and I can draw a trend line, and it may have already busted, to indicate my momentum shift. I can draw a trend line just down across here if I can get the darn thing to snap into play. There we go. And it looks like it has, in fact, snapped up to the upside as of right now. I've got to wait for the close, but that could be a very positive thing for the IWM. Came off of and this oftentimes happened. Last weekend, it looked like we were going to bounce from this level of support. It broke the trend line. What did it do? It found a lower level of support, but now it's getting a nice bounce. Again, of some concern, the volume is really, really low. And that's one of the reasons why your longer term momentum is not turning around, because your daily volume is low. So what's my take? S&P stronger to the upside. However, the NASDAQ and the Russell will either catch up or they'll provide inertia to pull the market back down. Anil and Steve, what do you think?
I think on my indicators, I have a triple screen sell signal on all three, S&P, NASDAQ, and IWM. Hopefully last 2 days, and today's action, if it turns it around, we'll have to wait and see. But right now,
how about you, Steve?
I pretty much agree with you, and I started to turn bullish yesterday. That was surprising action to me, that there was no follow through to the ugliness on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we're holding key levels of support. So from my perspective, it's a bullish outlook. It remains bullish. We tested to try to break down. We did not. That makes me very bullish going forward. And yesterday and today, I started to get not fully back, but I'm at least 50% back in positions that I exited on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
All right. So, okay, I just launched a poll for everybody, and I'd really like you to take a really quick look at this poll and then respond to it. There's 3 different questions. You're going to take really quick time. Can everybody see the poll? That's the one thing, because this is the first time I've done this. It's my first time.
I can see it.
Yeah, we see it.
And so if you take about 2 or 3 seconds to answer this, and again, you get extra points for group participation.
Yeah, this thing says host and panelists cannot vote.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to demote you guys. We're gonna just let we'll let the attendees do the voting.
Okay.
Okay. So it looks like we are closing into where we're getting kind of a full position here. Looks like everybody's on, and I'll give it 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The poll has ended. So let's see how things look, and let's basically share the results. There we go. So which do you like to trade? Of the group that is in here, they basically said they like to trade both. 3 of 9 said stocks, options, and both. 5 of 9. Then will the market be down, up or down by the end of the year? 7 of 9 said it will basically be higher. What about Steve and Anil? What do you think?
I think it should be higher.
Steve?
Higher.
Higher. God, you guys are like perma bulls.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you know, and that's okay. What is your biggest trading challenge? Finding great stocks. Okay, 3 of 5. No trading system, 1, and being consistent with your trading or trading your system. So, okay, excellent. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Let me know. You know, you can just make a comment down in the comments. You know, about this poll. How did you like this poll? Was it? Because I'd like to get more information about this going forward. Because it lets me know how you guys, how everybody is doing. So that's always very important. So, and also it's the first time I've used the technology of doing the poll. So, okay. Well, Steve and Anil have 2 really, really great stocks. Steve went first last week. Now, Anil, it's your turn, and I'm going to slap up your. I have been following this stock for quite some time, so I really like it.
Yeah, I picked FedEx this time, and the way I'm going to start doing something different here, and that is with the markets up and down and going a little crazy, the only stock I'm selecting now is it must have active daily triple screen and weekly triple screen both. That's the only stocks I'm choosing now. So it met that criteria. Plus, Mike Scott in California has come up with a pretty neat MarketSmith screen. He's focusing on sales and sales growth.
Okay.
This stock completely met that. It has Comp 99, accumulation distribution A, and up-down volume ratio good. So that's why I picked the stock.
Okay. Where's your entry? Where's your exit?
My entry is somewhere between 303 and 307. So we already picked it up as the stock open.
Okay. So you actually were in today.
Yep.
So if somebody didn't get into this trade, where would you suggest they get in? Right now, or try to take it off of the 8-day moving average?
No, I think it's still good because it's the high on the trade was 317. So anything below 317, I would get in the trade.
Okay, that's good. So and that's part of what we bring to the table. The panel of stock pickers that have come together. Steve, myself, and Anil. Is I'm a pullback trader, so I'm going to be looking to trade this off the pullbacks. But it looks pretty good. I like to get it as close to the moving average as possible, simply because that's the way I like to trade it. So, thank you, Anil. So next was that BX.
Correct. And I like it. If we look at a weekly chart first, it's in a very long-term trend.
Okay, weekly chart on the left.
A nice uptrend. And we've weakened a little bit this week. The sell-off in the market, I think, is giving us an opportunity to buy. And I entered today just above yesterday's high when that inside bar got taken out with trading. So I'm in stock price. I'm in with options, but if you traded stocks, which is the easier calculation, I would be in about 86.11.
All right.
Yeah.
So I like it. And again, this is one of those where one of the things you'd be looking for is Steve took the break of this. And what's really pretty about this is here's a flag. So it's breaking up above the 8-day moving average. That's good. And then also Steve talks about this being an inside day yesterday. Well, in candlestick terminology, that's called a bullish harami, which is also which basically just confirms the inside day, or it's a similar thing to the inside day. And
I do have one concern, however. Today's volume is quite low, so there's a chance it doesn't follow through.
And it's been that volume like that has been like that. Mm-hmm. Today, very, very interesting. So that's one of the things as you do your analysis of late, what's been going on here. And this in the index is the same way. Of late, the most significant volume above average volume has been selling volume.
Right.
At the same time, now we're getting some buying volume but a lower level of buying volume. So
Right.
excellent. But I like the choice, Steve.
Okay, thank you.
Both this one and also I think FedEx has weekly options, and so it gives you some additional opportunities to take advantage of. And then my pick for today is Zim. It too is making a nice move off of past support, breaking back up above the 8-day moving average. And so what I'll be looking at doing is I would want to pick this up at approximately the 20-day moving average. Why? Because it puts it within 5% of my stop loss, which is actually slightly below the 50-day moving average. This one does not have weekly options. However, this has been a low price stock that has been on a tear ever since it reactivated itself back here in January of 2021. Do not be concerned about this huge drop here. This last traded in 2014.
Yeah, and there's earnings coming up though in about a week. Just be aware of that.
Yeah, this is Zim, and so
ZIM.
I'm gonna take if you Magesh, are you having issues seeing the upper right hand side of the screen? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna guys, if you could just turn your video off for just a second. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. Now you you should be able to have it snap in and see everything. Okay. Yeah, thanks. And if you when you join us for one of our next videos, remind us to turn our videos off, if you will, and so that way you can't see the whole screen. So Zim, and then we've got BX from Steve, and then Anil had FDX, FedEx, and FedEx is on one of our earnings list that we trade with active trend trading all the time. So excellent move up. This is a nice little gap up here. Again, it also is suffering from a little bit of lag on the volume, and that's okay. So, okay, guys, you can turn your videos back on if you would like, because we're going to roll into the end of the day. Thanks for your picks, gentlemen.
Handle your earnings day coming
What's
up.
that?
How would you handle earnings that are coming up on your stock?
The way I handle earnings is I'm watching a whole series of stocks, about 40 stocks and I watch the same ones every quarter. I want to be looking to trade them for their pre-earnings run. If they do one, somewhere between 8 to 6 weeks to 4 weeks ahead of earnings. And I just play them for the fast move. Typically, I'm looking for a 5% move to a 10% move. I will take that profit off the table if I do a spread or if I do a spread or a option trade. I also want to be out of the trade prior to earnings.
Gotcha.
If I'm trading the stock and my stock does not have at least a 10% gain, 10% profit in place, I will sell the stock prior to earnings. And oftentimes that's the same day as earnings, but I have to be careful, Anil, and recognize earnings may be before the market opens, so then I have to take the action the day before earnings. So that's how I handle the earnings, because I'm about 50-50 when it comes to if I hang with a stock into earnings, I'm about 50-50 on whether or not it turns into be a smart idea or a bad idea.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You betcha. So, hey, if you're looking to put your trades on autopilot, the autopilot trade system could be for you. Basically, I show 5 of the major growth stocks that I get every week after going through we're actually closer to 500 stocks per week to come up with the top 5. We also include in the autopilot trading system our leverage ETFs, which is 3 index and 4 sector ETFs. So if you want to know about how to put your trades on autopilot, you can find the information there. And that link will also be down in the comment section on YouTube. If you are joining us on YouTube and you haven't, basically became a subscriber on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, hit the bell. Please comment. Let us know, let me know what I can be doing, what we can be doing different on this webinar to better, suit, better provide you a way to trade better. So, gentlemen, until next week, keep growing the eggs, trade well, prosper. We'll see our premium members back at the top of the hour for the final hour. And so just remember, start building now. Don't wait. And Neil and Steve, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
No pleasure.
Look forward to seeing you next week. And I think that's about it. So aloha. God bless everybody.